We'll be back from the break, and I hope you're doing well. If you're just joining in, this is Smart Means Business, 2 minutes past 8 o'clock in the AM. And of course, you can definitely pick up from there in regards to business outlets that we have for you in plenty. And it is definitely a time for you to keep up to speed with the same situation. And of course, with this particular hour, we kickstart it off with the business tips and the business codes, clearly giving you room to understand more of what is necessary for you as you kickstart off your business day. And we do that by kickstarting it off with our business tip this morning. And the business tip says, understand the motive of what motivates your customers to buy. Invest time to learn what motivates your customers or prospects. Take the time to know their needs, challenges, concerns, and fears. Serve them fast, and your interests will be served in time. Understand what motivates your customers to buy. Invest time to learn what motivates them or the prospects that they look up to in your business and what you have to offer. Then take time to know their needs, challenges, concerns, and their fears. Serve them fast, and your interests will be served in return. So, as a business owner, these are things that you need to look at, or you need to look up to. That you need to understand what motivates your customers. What is that entire thing that your customers are more interested in buying, and then focus more on it. It will entirely give you room to at least have what it takes. So you should not be focusing on your interests in business. Think about what your customers love. Think about what motivates them to come to your business, or think about what motivates your customers to trust your services. So then try to see that you contain those particular customers, try to build onto that same situation and see how you can contain or keep those customers hoping in for you and your business. So that is what the business tip is telling us. Now let's also have our business quotes, which will motivate us into our business day today. Thomas Jefferson, who is the founding father and president of the United States, says that I find that the harder I work, the more luck I seem to have. That is according to Thomas Jefferson, the founding father and the president of the United States, saying, I find that the harder I work, the more luck I seem to have. So it is, according to him, it's not something to do with luck. But if you're working hard, you will see things coming and popping in for you, and you might just think it is luck, yet it is actually your hard work that is making it very simpler for you as an individual. So that is what Thomas Jefferson says, that I find that the harder I work, the more luck I happen to get. So you're only becoming lucky if you're working hard. Thomas Jefferson in there. Now let's close our eyes to what was trending on social media with the ever growing cases of accidents within Uganda and the highways as people were actually heading to the festive season. One of the key highlights and the key trends on social media was massacre. And of course, massacre not because of the other attachments to it, but this time around in a sad context, with the fact that yesterday there was an accident, the other day leading to Christmas there was an accident with the global coaches. So you can easily see that these trends coming in the festive season do not actually appeal to anybody, but reminding us to be very cautious as we are utilizing these highways, because it becomes very deadly and very dangerous. When you look at the scores that were registered dead and those that were registered as injuries, clearly shows you that we need to pay very huge attention as we are heading to our different destinations, whether we are leaving the villages, especially those who use the Masaka-Mbara highway, and or whether we're heading to that side, or whether we are coming back to Kampala. Not only that side, but also those who are actually heading to the Jinja areas, we need to be very cautious. We need to make sure that we drive safely for the drivers. It's very important, and we need to cope up with that same spirit if we are to at least evolve very faster, and also to keep lives, which is something very important. So it starts with me, you, and any other road user. Let's have this coming in from the particular social media trends. Now, yesterday, Uganda Police Force posts at Police UG at F Nampima with the tweet that the Territorial Traffic Police of Kayabwe today morning, 26 December 2022, at around 7, registered a fatal accident at Chibukuta Swamp along the Kampala-Masaka Highway that claimed the lives of 5 people. So that was one accident that happened, that occurred yesterday morning, and Uganda Police Force tweeted. Then King Tim Binoy at K1 Dennis with a tweet saying, "What's thankful to God having not had of any fatal accidents this festive season. Until this morning at Narusake along Masaka Road. Please drive safely." Is Kim Tim Dinoy at K1 Dennis with the tweet also cautioning the other Ugandans to drive safely. And homemade tweet at Cohen Suna 808 with the tweet, "God, the way Masaka Road is slaughtering innocents, may their souls rest in peace." One sending in a simpler message for the deceased and the scores who were recorded dead so far with the incidents at the Kampala-Masaka Highway. Joel Kahima at the Kahimas replied to Police UG and F Nampiman's tweet saying, "Taxi guys on Masaka Road Nedda. They don't give way on climbing lanes, they overtaking deadly spots and corners. That brought us traffic officers in almost every 10 kilometers. But they never stop them because they are known, and Chitu Chidogo is the owner of the day. Mwedeko." That is according to Joel Kahima. This one targeting the taxi operators who use or who trail the Masaka Road. Legal farmer at Rama _R says, "Read, we are winding up on Christmas. Many people will be returning to Kampala starting tomorrow. Hard economic times will push people back early. Hashtag self-driving remains the call. We need you alive. We can prevent road carnage. Below are 10 more tips to help you as you drive back." That was a tweet from Legal farmer at Rama _R. Esau at Esau _Masiko. "I will one day tell you a story of how we came 21 passengers yesterday in a taxi that is licensed to take 14 passengers from Masaka to Mbara, and the conductor was still looking inside for other passengers. We were charged 30K each, moreover." So they were charged 30,000, moreover, as they were moving, and yet they were overloaded in that taxi, according to Esau on a tweet with at Esau _Matsiko. And of course, as we continue to rally most of the Ugandans that we can fight this road carnage, it's just to quickly remind everybody and all of the drivers trailing the Masaka Kampala Highway to be very cautious as they are using the route because there are lots of accidents that occur on that same route. So as we are heading back to town, or as we're heading back to the capital to open up our businesses again, return to our different workplaces, it should be noted that we should as well work on the issues to do with making sure that we maintain that we maintain safety guidelines on the road or the roadway. That is going to be very, very important for us as individuals. So we need to keep up. We need to as well put ourselves in positions that are not going to be difficult for us to maintain, but as well that will be very efficient of us if we are to contain these road measures as well. So that is a different situation if we are to continue focusing more on identifying the strategies that will be laid before us. But it is highly a situation that calls for collective intervention between everybody. You as a passenger in a taxi or a bus, it's also upon you to remind the driver or the operators in that particular vehicle you're moving in to drive safely, because your life does matter. It is definitely a life that comes once. The opportunity to keep life is the biggest asset you can have as an individual. It goes way beyond the money, because you cannot get the money unless you have the life. So good health, life, very important things in this entire world. So you should be very, very cautious and very protective over yourself as an individual. So everyone should at least be mindful of how they treat your life and how they follow up on those kinds of situations. So you as an individual, as we are returning back to our different workplaces, we can as well look through it and focus more on how best we can put ourselves in that position. All right, now as the festive season continues to come in, you'll have to notice that there are lots of accidents on different routes, but also taking us back to the situation, do not drink and drive, and as well avoid over speeding. That will be fundamental for everybody. But well, besides that, there's only a minute to go for the Zabu markets to open, and quickly to help you understand more of the platform, use the USSD code *292#. That is a time for you to at least cop up and open and kickstart of your investment journey. The minimum is 15,000 Ugandan shillings if you want to kickstart your investment, or if you want to start your investment, or if you want to invest today. And if you haven't registered yet, you can do so by using your NIN, and in the next 24 hours, you'll be ready to invest and the markets will be open for you. At 8:15 a.m., these markets are open and only close at 3:15 p.m. What you should note is that these markets are only closed during weekends and during public holidays. So today's Tuesday, it's not a public holiday, it's not a weekend, and then the markets are already open for you to invest in there. Minimum is just 15,000 Ugandan shillings. That means you have the chance to invest. Zabu says, my money, my future, and it's powered by Altex East Africa, which reminds you to do something new. The markets are officially open. It is 8:15 o'clock in the morning, 15 minutes past 8 a.m. And then why don't you kickstart off your investment journey? Make your money count. Make your money give you more money today. Minimum is 15,000 Ugandan shillings. You will definitely invest. Okay, now we head to more business updates, and this time around we talk finance and administration, how the first half of the 2022-2023 financial year has fared so far, as we look at finance and administration in this particular update this morning.
The first 6 months of the financial year, yeah, there are ups and downs. One thing you must know is the environment is not yet so good. However, there are indications of improvement. But other than that, there are also challenges. And I think that the government should look into this. I mean, for God's sake, is this the best time to increase the interest rates? Isn't that maybe, isn't it a negative progress towards the increasing aggregate demand? Because we still had a challenge of a low aggregate demand. Now, certain policies, I think, must be discussed in a view of not only the fiscal policy, but also in a view of business development. I think the best idea would be is that when passing certain policies, the business community must be involved so that we know the implications of certain policies, be it fiscal or any other. What will be the implication on the business community? So I think going forward, yes, in the first 6 months, there have been ups and downs, but I think going forward is that we must interact more between government and the business community for us to get proper policies. The major challenge with you has always been the issue of know your client. If we are the taxpayers, the client to URA. So what URA needs to do is to know the businesses of the client, to be partners with the clients, the partners of, to be partners with the business of the client. Now, there must be a system that will help members, will help taxpayers. I mean, URA must develop a system to help taxpayers to develop their businesses in terms of business management skills, in terms of identifying other opportunities. URA should have a system of identifying markets either outside or within for the clients. I don't see any problem with that. So the issue is URA should have a system to know that we are partners. The other thing is there must be a system that at least, yes, we all pay taxes, but I must be able to use my returns to get more incentives from filing my returns. If I've paid taxes worth maybe 10 million, maybe I should have a facility, financing facility, guaranteed by government based on my returns of worth maybe 5 million or 10 million, so that I get an incentive and I'm inspired to pay more taxes, because the more I pay, the more I get from the taxes.
Well, accordingly, when what your Uganda Revenue Authority can change to improve their performance takes us back to the fact that the Uganda Revenue Authority's tax mobilization was picking up slowly, and it definitely picked up some good results for the fact that they did hit their target in the first 2 months of the first quarter in there. But well, besides the same situation, you as well get to realize that it's a time when we are looking at the finance and then vis-a-vis the administration in most of the companies in the country. This is something that has that has actually become very difficult to balance for most of the companies within Uganda, and there are quite a number of challenges faced during the first of the financial year, with the fact that many businesses are struggling with managing finances of their particular businesses, the job sector, especially employees finding it hard to contain their jobs. And according to a report, 2023 may even be worse for people to keep their jobs, because most of the companies are trying to downsize as well to efficiently be able to take care of the few that they have, to minimize the costs of production and minimize the costs being used within the businesses. So as the times are becoming really harsh for everybody, it is time for the innovation world to actually pick up. It is time for people to actually start thinking out of the box to see what they can do besides their different jobs that they are attached to at the end of it all. Times are definitely hard for everybody, but of course, positioning yourself ably well will be something that we can pick up from there. The first half of the financial year 2022-2023 is almost getting done, 31st December, which will be this Saturday. And then we shall be ushering into the second half of the same quarter, or the second quarter of the financial year 2022-2023. Then how shall we be able to position ourselves? So that update was giving us more of the same situation. But of course, there's some of the other things that we need to focus more on if we are to establish ourselves in two situations that are vital, and predominantly in two situations that can give us what we need, especially for the entire vicinity of the business world and the business contingent within the East African Community region. But the year is coming to one end, and evaluations for the performance for the annual performances of various sectors were already done even before the festive season. Then there are those businesses that are still doing so this particular week to audit, evaluate, strategize again ahead of 2023. That will be a time when we will definitely be getting chances to recover as individuals. And of course, that is it for this particular hour. We've got only 23 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock in the morning. After the break, what we have is sports business. Not only that, we as well have the entertainment business with Barita Andrew, who's coming up to give you more of that situation. So stick around. There's lots of more coming up this morning, which will as well include in the last hour of the show, the SMB Insight, the SMB on ground as well. What a day to kick start it off. Good morning.